Well,
Let's see what he can do.
from what I remember, Appy's been pretty consistent throughout the season. Um, I'm trying to see. I mean, yeah, I would have to double check the standings. I know Appy's up there. I'm trying to remember who else. I think Maverick is too.
Yeah, we'll have to see how they pan out in Hungary, cause for me, I'm rooting for like Hyper, my ex-teammate from
Yeah.
the previous from APS last time, and Alraz.
Well, just waiting for them to come out of the pits at this point.
Yeah. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. We are joined today by Philosopher,
How's it going?
and I myself, your favorite devil, TRT Lucifer. I will be commentating alongside for Assist Tier 2, and today we're in Austria. And yeah, as qualifying one has started, we're just waiting for people
Aust
to
did you
kind of
say did you say
come out a
Austria?
bit. Is it? Oh no, Hungary, I mean. Hungary. I'm still like, my timeline is World War One, Austria, Hungary.
Uh,
Yeah. I don't know if, I don't know, oh crap, I don't know, I have no game settings, game sound at the moment, I'm not sure why.
oh,
Okay, now I got game sound.
oh, okay.
Fantastic, as we're seeing some cars coming out of the pits right now. Let's see, who's the leader? Nope. I think is it Tucker for Life? Yeah, it's Tucker for Life is leading. First car out of the pits in the Ferrari. So I take it, Philosopher, that you are rooting for Appy
Well,
for today?
I think from my memory he would be the favorite based because I just remember he's definitely won at least one race and he's gotten a few podiums. But also his teammate is also an in-person friend of mine. We just live in different states.
Oh, so Maverick's also American.
Perfect. Um,
Nice.
yeah, no, so it's obviously a little bit earlier in the day for us, but obviously we're always uh, ready to race you guys over in I don't know, across the Atlantic. I almost forgot my
Oh,
oceans.
so what time is it for you right now?
It's 3:30
AM, PM,
p.m. No.
PM. Not, to be honest, me and my brother, because I think we originally joined APS, the former league,
hmm
while we were both in Singapore, so we were attending the race at like
Oh,
2:30 in the morning,
oh my
3:30
God.
when the daylight savings were on, so that was insane time.
Yeah, that is crazy. Wow.
But you must be enjoying the Formula One schedules right now with Mexico and US Grand Prix being actually suiting your time,
Yeah,
your time zone.
well, me and Tay actually had the great opportunity to meet up and go to the U.S. Grand Prix. It was really hot. It was Austin was way hotter than I thought it would be, but it was a lot of fun. It was my first race
Ever.
ever. Yeah.
Oof. I was planning myself to see the Belgian Grand Prix, but thank God I
Oh,
didn't, I swear.
that's a bullet dodge for sure.
Yeah, that was definitely a bullet dodge.
But yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was a thrilling race. But yeah, me and Tay ended up by turn one and really couldn't see a whole lot. There were so many people, but it was
It's
really
crazy.
the atmosphere was insane. It was really cool.
Yeah, I really loved the atmosphere. I love the fact that it was the most grand packed station, like the most packed Grand Prix ever, 400,000 people.
Yeah, it was cool to see so many people turn out.
Yeah. I think my favorite moment has to be when Shaq O'Neal handed the trophy.
Yeah,
That
I
guy
was
was so huge.
like it's weird because Shaq just ends up in the most random places. It's almost like he's just like you know like the cartoon like Where's Waldo?
Yeah.
It's more like where's Shaq ending up today? Like there was no mention of him at all the whole weekend. I think he just showed up
Yeah.
and
And
someone
they
gave
just
him the
showed up.
trophy. All right, maybe
No.
let's talk a little bit about the race here. So
Right, yes.
we got we got uh we got Price in P1 with a 16.1 and followed by Lecarouse. Uh, and
Lekarus,
and then
yeah.
Hyper, Hissy, and Hota, and Tucker with a 17 too. I think the cutoff is going to be about a mid 17.
Mm, I would say the cutoff is probably right, because the gap between P1 and P4 is separated by 8 tenths, which is actually quite a huge gap.
Mm-hmm.
And the gap between 5 and 5th and ninth place is also about 8 tenths, so there's definitely gonna be, the other half of the grid that haven't set a time, they're definitely gonna slot in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see if your prediction's right. I think right now we got SLR Hicklin on an outlap in that iconic Williams car that is actually not as crap as it used to be, surprisingly. Yeah, as he makes his final way down in the last sector. I'm gonna
What do
go
you
on board with SLR. Hmm?
what are your thoughts on Hungary? What's your opinion of the track?
I think it's a brilliant track. It's just... Ooh, SLR
Ooh!
Hicklin spins it in the...
Oh!
Ooh. Oh, the rear of his
This
car took quite a pounding. I hope he has no rear wing damage.
it doesn't look. Oh, it's more. He's lucky a wheel didn't come off. That was really hard.
That was really hard, but he somehow manages to survive that one as he tries to limp the car back home, hopefully to get anything repaired if he sustained any damage. But yeah, in my opinion of Hungary in general, I like the track. I think it's probably one of the most iconic tracks, and I hope that with the new regulations they'll have like more interesting races, because Hungary did host a bunch of interesting races, like this year with Bottas and last year with the Verstappen drama at the beginning when he crashed out on his way to the grid, and
Yeah.
the Red Bull mechanics did a miracle on that car. Yeah, I love Hungary and I hope it stays in the calendar.
It's I agree. Like it's probably one of my favorites for qualifying, but it can be so hard to overtake on. It's yeah. I mean,
Definitely.
you either gotta like just send it on someone or try to plan a strategy around it. But it's yeah. I think people call it like Monaco without walls. uh,
Exactly. I
but
mean,
it's
that's exactly what happened in Tier 1, because there was just a bunch of different strategies with the safety cars, some people deciding on the mediums, some on the hards,
yep,
and it's all about track position, so
right.
you have to choose very wisely.
Supermat goes across the line, gets a 16.9, so slots in there. Yeah, I mean, I would probably, if I got a 16, I would probably just stay in the garage the rest of Q1 and
Yeah, if I was
save my
priced to Bs,
tires.
I wouldn't. If I was priced to Bs, I would retire straight away, because
Yeah,
Alvarez sits in 18.2.
yeah, he's
I think
safe.
Alvarez is right on the cutoff point. I think an 18.2 is the cutoff point. APS Zog and Alvarez are literally 200 apart. As SLR Hicklin is still hiding in the pits, probably getting something repaired, I would imagine.
I think
As
Price
we're on
heard.
board now
I
with...
think Price heard you. He retired.
Very nice. As IRL patch now sets a 16.8, puts him in 6th in that very ghostly white Red Bull. No pun intended. As yeah, we're still waiting on SLR Hicklin, Appy, Maverick, take her easy, and Sparky to settle lap time. As yeah, yes. Speaking of the devil, as I say that, Hicklin and Appy just made their way out of the pits. I think if you can manage to get in the 116s, you're definitely a top 10 contender.
Yeah.
We'll have to see, because now Lekararus and Price the Bees are pretty much a tenth apart, so those two will be fighting, no doubt, for the pole position in Q3.
Appy and Hicklin are both on outlaps, right behind each other.
Yeah, we got 4 cars on their outlaps, and Tucker for Life, I think, has retired, as we saw a yellow flag earlier on. I think there was a mistake on his, either his lap or maybe his out lap, where he lost control of the car. Yep. I think if the track is starting to look busy, as now Supermac onwards to APS Appy, with the exception of APS Sock, who's still in the pits. They are all out right now, trying to set a lap time, trying to get out of that exclusion zone. Oof. So if I'm just wondering, Philosopher, from your point of view, if you know that track position is very important, would you prioritize qualifying, go out on the softs, or would you risk it with the mediums and just go long? Because you'll eventually get track position anyway, since everyone has to pit early.
Yeah, I would probably just wait in Q2 and see, just kind of see what people are doing first. Because, like, I mean, you know, with the nature of league racing, you can almost bet at some point there's going to be a safety car, and chances are it's most likely going to happen in the first part of the race. So, you know, if you can start on softs, it's almost, Appy almost loses it going through the third sector.
And there's a yellow flag in sector 2 and 3. Oh, must be a slow running car. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably just wait and then eventually do softs. Because even still, this track there's so many turns, and I feel like the mediums, like, you know, they'll take at least 1 or 2 laps before they're all the way up to temperature. And by that time, like, any advantage you get maybe in Q3, you'll probably just lose out. So I would probably just go for it on the softs, but I would wait in Q2.
Yeah, definitely waiting is the way to go, as we see a lot of drivers doing their laps now, trying to take advantage of that track evolution. As APS Appy, as mentioned earlier, has done a 116.9 barely, and that puts him in 9th place comfortably. But unfortunately for SLR Hicklin, he is in the danger zone right now, so he will definitely have to do another lap on those softs, probably on a new set. What else have we got? I think Alraz. I mean, there's an opportunity here, because Taka for Life is DNF'd right on the, you know, on the, how do you call it, elimination zone. Yeah, on the cutoff spot right there in P15. So
no, he might still be able to knock someone out because he has a 17-2, but obviously he won't be participating in qualifying anymore, right?
I mean, Tucker for Life, as we can see, like Chelsea FC set a 17.5 and Tucker for Life is 17.2. So theoretically, Tucker for Life should be ahead of him. So
I'm not sure.
Take her easy just has to gain 3/10s.
Right.
Just to knock out Tucker for Life. So we'll have to see how he does that. He's currently on his out lap, so we'll go ride with him for a while. Oh, he's actually going into the pits. So he probably thinks he cannot improve on his lap time. Let's go on board with Lol Serpro is on his out lap. Alra is also making his out lap. So those two potentially could knock Tucker for Life out of Q2, out of Q1. Let's see how they get on. Oh, this APS dog just spun out of turn 2, I believe? No. Yeah, turn 2. As he limps that car back up. Hopefully he can still set at lap time because right now he is in the exclusion zone. You got anything to add, Philosopher?
Trying to think. I mean, we're just kind of seeing who's still going to be able to set a lap. I mean, we're at 2 minutes, so if someone's not out of the pits by now, that's pretty much it.
Oof. I'm on board now with LOL Serpro. Got a bit squirrely out of turn 1. Yeah, we're down to the final few minutes and it's now or never for these drivers that are P16 to P20. Both Alfa Romeos are looking very like they're standing on a tight rope right now. Ooh. I think LOL Serpro might have invalidated that lap as he goes wide. Through a couple of
Doesn't say
corners. Doesn't say it?
Not on the map.
I would be amazed if he did not invalidate that. Because that was, he very clearly went wide.
It counted, but
yeah,
it only got him one place.
Yeah, unfortunately. He seems to be understeering all over the place. Must be something with his... Maybe he's not carrying enough downforce, or maybe his setup is just not good enough for qualifying. As we're on board now with Alvarez out of the final corner. DRS activated. Will he make it? No, he doesn't.
I think he's starting.
Oh, he's starting?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank God. My heart.
Yes, I think he came out at around 2 minutes.
Fantastic. Alright. On board now with Alvarez.
I'm watching Tay. Tay is just ahead also on a lap, so he's gonna try to improve.
Right. Alvarez's current lap is still quite clean. I got high hopes for this one as he misses the apex of turn 4. No! There's a yellow flag in sector 2. As Alvarez handles these chain of chicanes very nicely, hits that inside curb. Misses that inside curb, but gets a pretty decent exit as he heads into sector 3. There's a car in the grass as he goes wide. Does that invalidate it? Doesn't seem to have invalidated as Alvarez is still pushing for it.
Tay looks to have a clean lap. Let's see what he gets. Oh, he improves but doesn't move up.
Still not enough. What about Alvarez out of the final corner? DRS activated. Oh, just makes it! Just makes it! Oh! Alvarez, you never fail to disappoint. As the rest of the grid seem to be in the pits.
That's it, yeah.
Got Super Mac and Maverick still out. Super Mac decides to ditch it into the pits as he doesn't need to improve anymore. I'm guessing the same will be done with Maverick. Yep, and that concludes our qualifying 1. The price to be still on that untouchable 116.1, followed by Lecarus and Padge, completing our top 3. That was... I told Alraz at the beginning, like before the race, please race, I need you to provide entertainment, and there we go, I was right. He provided the last minute Q1 entertainment.
Well, let's see if he could do the same thing for Q3.
Yeah.
That was good.
Alraz, don't disappoint me.
I think we'll go into the 15s for pole position.
Definitely possible, I would say, for Q3 as the track evolves more and the drivers become more like adapted to the track. Definitely possible. I definitely have those moments where um, I get a setup from time trial and it's absolute rubbish in
Yep.
Q3, but in it's completely fine in like it's rubbish in Q1, but it's fine in Q3. So we'll
Well,
have to
so
see.
the five drivers knocked out are Tucker for Life, Tay, Lulser Pro, Sparky, and Zog. And
Yeah,
well, I was a little off by the cutoff, by a low 17. Does show how competitive this is. I mean, what is it? It's the top from 15th to first. It's barely over a second.
yeah. So the
That's
field is very tight,
that's
so we
pretty
can expect
close.
some great action later on in the race. I think the worst scenario you can expect is rain in Hungary, because that if you're on a controller, that is absolutely torture for your poor fingers.
Yeah, as soon as I started playing F1 more and more, and I've through two different events, or I've broken my left wrist twice, and there's nothing terribly wrong with it, but like trying to do like more than even just one like 25% race with a controller, I would just end up like gripping it so tightly, like it got to be pretty painful, and so
Yeah, no,
I eventually made the switch to a wheel.
that's probably the wisest decision. I mean, for me, I know I'm fatigued when I try to turn left, but then the analog stick is like pointing diagonally left instead of
Right.
perpendicularly left. That's how I know I'm so tired. I used to make that mistake all the time in the previous game, which is why I was so slow, but this game I managed to train myself to properly put that analog stick 90 degrees to the left.
I couldn't do it. I've got like controller players who league race have diamond hands. Can't do it.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I've been using a pad since, I don't know, since I started Xbox, so it's so hard for me to make the switch to a steering wheel, but I guess at some point I'll do it.
I mean, it's I mean, it's kind of hard to argue against that. Like the fun factor is obviously it's more it's obviously more immersive. It is frustrating. I definitely wanted to challenge myself and not drive with like ABS or traction control with it, obviously. I
Mm.
still use the line because I can't be bothered to memorize every breaking point. Um,
Yep, yep, I
but
feel you.
yeah, but it's been a blast learning it. Definitely makes any driving game that much more interesting.
Yeah, definitely agree. I just don't have the money at the moment as
Oh yeah, no,
well.
I'm in debt. It's fine. All good.
So yeah, that's also the other issue. I think the elephant in the room with steering wheels.
Yeah, yeah. No, trust me, it is. Like, I'm fortunate enough to have been able to do it, but it took a lot of saving and selling some stuff for whatever. So,
Yeah.
but it's the hobby I choose. So that's where the money's going.
Yeah,
I'm
the
also
things we.
single. That's a really important thing. I'm probably will
Well,
stay that way because of the rig.
I don't know if we have any like female followers on IIRL,
Oh, we're
but
not
hit
even putting that out
philosopher
there.
up.
No, 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 no. The rig is all I
Alright.
need.
As we got a
uh,
lot of drivers coming out early to complete their laps. I think only. No, I mean, yeah.
Hyper
We
goes
still got a decent
first.
amount of people in the pits. But Hyper is the first one to set a 17.3, which is
It's
still a
about
second off.
yeah.
Yeah, almost a second
That's about
off.
the cutoff as from Q1.
Exactly, so. And Hyper, no, that was patched, that was P3. I think Hyper still has to find some time, as well as Yota. Pissy and definitely Lecarouz. Lecarouz P2 in Q1. That was a terrible lap from him. Who else were we? Let's go on board with SLR Hicklin on his lap right now. As he's using the esports lane, riding that curb before he hits turn 4, but there's always that risk of understeering if your car doesn't really manage to settle down back into the track. Oh, there's a crash by the Mercedes. Was it Alfa Mati? Oh, it's Alfa Mati. It's an Aston Martin, my apologies. Alfa Mati binned it in the chicane as we saw, just barely from riding along with SLR Hicklin. I don't know if that phased his lap, if that ruined his lap in any way. We'll have to see.
That's an easy place to do it. On the as Price tries not to get blocked by his teammate. But yeah, like those exit curbs on the right of the chicane, I've definitely DNF'd out of there more than once.
Yeah, it's a very tricky corner to handle. Everything has to go right. It has to click, turn in, and then turning that steering wheel 180 degrees to make the next corner, and then focusing on the exit, which is very difficult because you have to also place your car on the curbs, and we know that the curbs in this game are absolutely brutal. Oh! As SLR Hicklin also bins it, as we see it on board right now at the exit of turn 4. Was he on another lap or was he on a quick in lap? I am not sure, but that is absolutely heartbreak for SLR Hicklin, who had a top 10 potential.
Where was it out
in Hungary?
Of?
It's out of turn
it was
3.
3?
Yeah,
so
exit
maybe,
of turn 3.
I bet. I mean, I didn't see what happened, but I have to imagine it's like just take too much curb on the inside of 3 and like.
I probably think so as well. I did
oversteered into the wall.
Yeah, I imagine that happened as well, because I think I was complaining about some sort of like lack of grip out of turn 3 as well during my assist tier 1 race, so I'm definitely not surprised that that happened. It had to happen somewhere at some point. As we're on board now with James White completing his lap, as we see a spare wheel of SLR Hicklin's car still on the track. Oh, James White must have invalidated that lap going wide into turn 4. Yep, he's slowing down. I'm gonna ride on board now with Maverick, coming nicely into turn 1, deciding actually on the medium tires as he spins it out of turn 1. A lot of spins in this qualifying session. What's going on? Ooh. My mistake. Apparently a lot of the field deciding to go on the mediums. Whoa. Yeah, a lot of majority. Hicklin's wheel is still there. Yeah, so Maverick bends it in his lap 1, so he has to do another out lap. Hopefully he has enough fuel to do another out lap, because time is actually ticking down for those who haven't set a lap time. Alra is still refusing to leave the pits. Oh, wait, yes. I think he's listening to me, because I swear every time I say something, people end up doing what I'm saying.
Do him a favor, tell him to get pole.
Yeah, Alras, get pole, please.
If he does now, you have to send him like $10 or whatever.
Yes, Alras, I'll make that deal. If he gets pole right now on those mediums, I will send you 10 euros.
There you go. All right,
10 euros.
Everyone heard it.
Hicklin's wheel is still on the track.
Oh,
Marshals, what are you doing? Get rid of it, please. Must be distracting the drivers. This James White is taking another bite on that apple as he tries to complete it. He's now in sector 3 into the last lap. Is he? Is he on a fast lap? It looks quite conservative.
Like he's
oh, there we go.
Oh, there. Oh, okay.
In 18 dead for James White. That puts him nicely in 7th. I think if I was Alraz, I'd definitely go out on the softs right now, because if he bins If he doesn't make it, it's gonna be quite tight for him to go back into the pits and get those softs out again.
Yeah. Well, let's see. 10 euros in the making.
Yes, let's go.
As what character
Lekarus sets the fastest lap.
Lekarus? I can't
Yeah.
pronounce that.
Lekarus. 17.1. Price to be is retired. He is very confident that no one else is gonna come out on the softs to beat those lap times. We'll have to see what's gonna happen. As I'm gonna predict a very hectic Q2 end here, because there are gonna be people coming out on the softs definitely. No doubt. Like I really cannot imagine nobody wanting to go out on the softs to make it into Q3.
As Alres
No,
sector 1
cuts.
invalidated.
Yeah.
I was about to be so excited.
For Alres. It's going board with Appy now. Appy on his fast lap. Looks really good from the looks of it. I swear it like... He's in the Mercedes with that
Oh,
Netherlands...
there you go. Chelsea on the softs.
Yes, Chelsea the first soft runner. Will the rest react? I bet you Price the Bees must be crapping himself right now. That is really fast. That's over a second, so... It's very easy to get yourself knocked out if you retire early.
Yeah, everyone else is
Ooh.
still in the pit, and they have more than enough time to go out and start a lap.
Yeah. Let's see Appy's time now as he finishes the final corner in good form. P8, a 117.5 for Appy. As we've got like, what, 9 people in the pits waiting to go out in the soft, so Appy has to quickly get in there and react as well.
Yeah, he might
Alvarez,
have just enough time to get in and out.
I think Alvarez can't really complete the bet anymore because Chelsea spoiled the fun with that soft run. But we'll have to see how his lap is right now. No, he's taking it pretty easy. I think he's gonna come into the pits. As Chelsea just finished his lap and everyone's still in the pits. Appy trying to rush back in. I think Hissy's the first one to... Hissy's trying his luck again on the mediums. Oof. There are some very questionable decisions being made right now, I have to say. But yeah, I think it only takes like, what, a minute and a half to do your out laps? So I'm expecting everyone to come out in 2 minutes.
2 minutes 30, we're gonna see everyone come out.
Yeah, I would say that as well. Alvarez taking my advice. Going back in the pits, rushing out on those softs. As we're seeing some of those pit garage engineers coming out. As James White comes out of the pits, I think he's the first one to start his final laps on the mediums again. And we can see the Ferrari behind of Maverick on the softs. So Hissy must definitely do the lap of his life if he wants to get into Q3. Oh, was it Hissy? Or James? Yet Hissy and James White, both Alpines, have to do the lap of their lives. As Yota also on the mediums, on an out lap right now. Appy right now on his flying lap. I think he's the first one to set his final lap. I think with the track evolution we should see an improvement of about 3/10, if I'm not wrong. Lap detail. Yeah. I think he abandoned his previous lap. He wants to... Oh no, he didn't.
There you go.
P5 for him. Yeah, there we go.
That's good.
2/10 improvement. Yeah. Let's see who else we're on board now with Yota.
17,309, 345, 348, 358, 395. That's
It's very tight. Oh,
that's a
Yota
lot.
getting a bit squirrely out of turn one. That is very tight. I have to say, like, half a tenth between P4 and P7. That is crazy tight. But let's see, it's so far Chelsea and Lecarouz. No, was it? Yeah, no, I think Chelsea is the only one to have pulled the trigger on those softs. And nobody seems to want to react apart from Maverick, so we'll have to see who's gonna get knocked out. Whose gamble was worth it?
That's interesting. Like more people didn't go out on softs.
They must be prioritizing the one stop, the medium hards, instead of going on the two stop. And unless you're a tier 1 god like me, you could try the one stop soft mediums, you know, just saying. I'm providing first-hand tips to you guys right now.
Dude, I've never heard someone be more humble.
I know, right? Sometimes I just amaze myself.
Wow, you're so good. That's
I'm
funny.
loving this praise. I need to hear it more often. As Maverick completes his flying lap to put himself in P2 with a 16.7, I think that is pretty much a safe retirement for him because everyone else is on the mediums. Alra's coming out in the mediums again. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? I told you softs. Alraz. Is he still on his flying lap or nope, he abandoned?
I think
What
his
about James
race.
White? James White.
I think his race strategy is more focused on getting driver of the day when he starts at the back and gains the most positions.
Okay.
That's his race strategy.
Pretty smart. If only he got a point for driver of the day, Alraz. I think James White also abandoned his lap. It's quite a slow lap from him. As Yota crosses the last corner now to complete his final lap. Doesn't improve. And because James White is the only unretired car out there, I think this is our grid.
I think Maverick
It's pretty
is
much the
Maverick
grid for
just coming
Q2.
in.
Yeah, he's just set his lap time, so I imagine he would come in. Fantastic. What a tight qualifying between the medium runners. I mean, P5 to what is it, 9? Separated by 800s? No, P5 to P10. Separated by 1/10. That is a very tight qualifying for those 5 drivers indeed. And I think, yeah. Unfortunate for all the people that got disqualified, unable to set a proper lap time, especially for Alraz and Alpha Matty that DNF'd his car in the early stages of Q2. As we wait patiently now for Maverick to be pushed into the pits. Yeah, so our top 3 is Chelsea, Maverick, and Lecarouz. Lecarouz showing very consistent quick lap times, so I think he's definitely within a shout for pole position and maybe even race winner. We'll have to see. God damn it.
I really thought more people would go out on the softs.
I really thought so too, but I think a lot of people are thinking the long game, you know, they want that. Because definitely when Chelsea and Maverick have to pit early because their softs will wear out, will naturally wear out faster, they're going to be stuck in the back of the grid, unable to climb forward, whereas the rest of the grid, they'll still be in front, and I mean, they only have to stop once, whereas the softs will have to stop twice, so maybe it is not a bad decision to stay on the mediums. We'll have to see. Safety car is definitely going to play a role here, so The suspense is killing me, really. This strategic suspense. I'm really interested to know like who's gonna come out on top,
I
who made the
I-
correct
I'll
decision.
be I'll be interested in how the strategy plays out after turn one. If turn one is clean and
No safety car.
yeah, and strategies can be withheld, then then it'll be interesting. It's always a little bit of like uh, a bummer when it's like a safety car like first lap, and it's just like, all right, all the tire strategies are like out the window now.
Yeah, but good thing we don't have Bottas racing tonight, so we don't need to really expect a safety car turn one
You never
scenario.
know. Appy could be in costume, and Bottas could be in that Mercedes.
Definitely, definitely. Very valid point, philosopher. Yes, naturally Q3 with very limited time, a lot of the drivers are coming out immediately to set their lap times. As I think who was at the front of the train? I think it was Appy. There we go, full track map. Appy's definitely the leader of this pack. As we go on board with him now to see how he does. Taking a very, very tidy line through the last corner, trying to get a proper exit. Down the pit lane straight, hard braking into turn one, kissed that curb very nicely to help with car rotation. Tidy exit from him, straight away on the DRS. Into turn two, having to trail brake really hard here. Having a tight exit to open up turn 3. As we head into turn 4, riding a bit of the curb, kissing the apex very nicely and not exceeding the exit. And then turn 5, getting a little bit unstable there on the exit. Now into the chicanes. Good exit, a bit slippery as he gets onto the curb. Ooh, getting a bit of understeer through those corners. As we head into sector 3, still keeps it within the track confines. Hard braking over the curb, very nicely done. I think this is going to be a very good lap from Appy. Keeping it tight through there. And here as well, keeping it tight.
That looks pretty tidy all the way through.
Very tidy lap from Appy as
16-2.
it 16.2. That was pretty
That was
much in
good.
line with the laps that we saw in Q1 from Lecavarus. So yeah, Maverick follows shortly with a 17 dead, and Hyper beats that lap with a
Oh, there it
59.
is.
So we seem to have a Red Bull Mercedes battle shaping up here nicely in Hungary. Supermac with a 16.7.
Patch coming to the line. 16-6.
Puts him in third. We are on board now with Dale G. Where does he put his Haas? Into pole, very nice, with a 15.8. And the last one to cross our line is Lecavarus with only a 16.1. As Price the Bee is still refusing to come out of the pits, I think he might be scared of a little sun or something, I'm not sure. Or maybe he only has one set left. We'll never know. As Chelsea have seen Hissy still completing their laps. I think Hissy is in front, so we'll go on board with him. Who is that Red Bull in front of him? Hopefully he won't impede Hissy as his lap looks pretty. Still missing those apexes, that's not really good. It's not gonna help his lap times at all.
Well, because Chelsea's right behind both of them. Oh, it's Chelsea. Really
Almost losing it on the
hanging it
exit,
out.
yeah. Yeah, he's committed. Is he taking a very conservative driving style? And I can see that he's understeering everywhere. Puts him 6th place though with a 16.7, so he does manage to get into the 16. And who was that just crossed the line?
Chelsea with the 16.4.
Chelsea, 64. Very nice. As Price the Bees is now finally out of the pits, getting out of the way. Is Appy on another run? Appy is on another run. No, he's not. He's blinking, so he's definitely on recovery mode there. Who are we? Oh, someone spun. That's Hissy. What happened? It's very unusual to see people spinning out on their end laps unless they're going for 2 runs, which is very possible here in Hungary. As we are riding now with Price the Bees in that papaya orange Verstappen car. No, I mean McLaren, sorry, my bad. It's really easy to confuse the two.
Wait, for what? What'd you say?
The
You said-
orange McLaren is pretty much a Verstappen car because it's orange. I think the only
I don't
thing
know.
McLaren needs now is a Dutch driver, and then yeah,
I don't know what
then
you're
everything
talking
is
about.
aligned.
All I saw were McLaren fans at Zandvoort. Just like Lando,
That is very
just
true.
like Lando said.
Yeah, McLaren having a huge fan base this year. I bet they want to change their livery now. Just seeing all those orange fans.
I don't know. I can't imagine McLaren anything other than orange now at this point.
I do miss their silver days though.
Those were cool.
Yeah, that was definitely a unique looking car. Price the Bees completing the last corner now. The lap looks pretty tidy from my point of view, so I expect him to set 2nd place. Let's
Ooh.
go,
Really
15.9.
close. It's time for one more.
There's definitely time for one. Just people still in the pits waiting for the timer to tick down. Lecarus on his 2nd attempt. I have to say, for Lecarus to consistently be hitting those fast lap times in an AlphaTauri is...
Oh!
As he purples Sector
Price
2.
just went off. He broke his wing.
Yeah, I saw it on the track map. Is there still time for him to go in? There's definitely still time.
mean,
He
It's gonna
2
be
minutes,
really
2.5 minutes is, yeah,
It's
2.5
gonna be
minutes
really
is
slow
like,
to, really slow to with a broken wing to get all the way there. That was weird. It looked like he just went too fast through 4 and just went straight into the wall. Like I was half looking at it like through my peripheral. That was odd.
as we see now, everyone else starting to come out. I see those race engineers coming out of the garage. Who is that coming out? A Red Bull and an Alpine of Hyper and Hissy. I expect Hyper to get pole. Come on, he's shown very consistent quick pace. Both Red Bulls have very quick drivers, so I expect both of them to be in the top 5. Anyone on a flying lap? We're still on board. We're still checking up here on Leclerc. Nope, he's on his end lap, I think. What about Super Mac? Is he on a flying lap? No, I think he might be on his 2nd out lap, maybe after invalidating his previous lap. Let's go back to Hyper.
Well, Super Mac just invalidated, but he's got no battery too.
Definitely having to take an extra lap there to recharge everything. As we are right now with Hyper.
Well, Padge invalidated his lap on the last corner.
Still has time for one more lap if he carried enough fuel. As we're now down to the final few laps, it is literally make it or break it for these drivers, and pole position. Can anyone beat Dale G's pretty good 15.8 pole time Price the Beast does enough to get out of the way of Hyper. Down to turn 2. Trail braking, making sure you hit that apex on the exit and exceed a bit, but not too much. This looks pretty sick. I can already straight away tell that the track evolution is giving a lot of drivers the confidence to really push those cars. Sets a purple sector 1, as we can see from the track map. As we go around the swervy sector 2, left, right. Careful not to exceed. Oh, that's very good. Very close there.
I was just watching TME Dale. He had a big slide in the middle of sector 2. He caught it, but that lost him
Ooh,
any
that'll
time that he
definitely
had.
hurt us, yeah. Still has one more. He
He's
does have
got
enough time to cross the line
yeah,
again.
he does, yeah. Man, that got
I'd
me.
imagine most. Oh, and I was right. Hyper sets the good lap. Sets pole
Wow.
position
By
18,
a 100th.
15.8. By 100th of a second. As the LG bails, so that'll be it for him. P2. Let's see who else is next to cross the line. A Mercedes of Appy. Where does his lap time put him? Oh, maybe he seems to be starting his lap now. Let's go on board with Maverick, who should be finishing up his lap right now. Nope. Yes? Yes, he is. Come on. And where does it... Are these drivers like starting their lap times? I feel like I'm feeling like such a fool right now.
Sometimes the clock can be delayed, I think, if
Delayed.
you're a spectator.
The clock has now ticked 0, so...
Because
should
it does look like Maverick's on a lap now. Yeah, some people, yeah, the flags are out, so...
Yeah. Chelsea just finished, could not improve.
I think
Let's see,
Maverick
there's a
just started his lap. Oh, Price got...
Price the Beast sets the fastest time as we are now.
100th.
Oh, that is really tight. Both Red Bulls. First Red Bull crossed the line. No, wait. Patch crossed the line at a 15.9. That puts him in 4th place. I did say those Red Bulls were definitely going to put themselves in the top 5.
And Appy's out, and I think so is Maverick. So that's it.
Maverick bailing
Wow.
on their lap. So this is our grid.
That's so close.
That is super tight. I bet the LG must be kicking himself right now. He had the potential to get pole position, but he just had that super big slide there, as you said. What was it, turn 3? Turn 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, costed him pole. Yeah, so we got Price to Bees and pole. Then we got Hyper, DLG, Patch, and Lecaroos that complete the top 5. And top 6 onwards, we got Appy, Supermac, Chelsea, Hissy, and Maverick. I have to say that was a dramatic Q3, especially between the top 3. It'll be interesting. With all
I don't think I could have predicted that.
I definitely wouldn't have predicted that. I definitely had my money on Alraz. 10 euro, 10 euro bet money on Alraz. I swear, that's sponsored by McLaren on those side mirrors, Bitsy. I always, you know, my mind always drifts to the other word, which I will not say on live stream right now, but yeah, it does, it's very misleading, that sponsor. Right, so, actually, who were the 2 soft runners? Chelsea and...
Oh,
I
can't remember.
I think it was Chelsea and Supermac. See, now they're starting 7 and 8 on the soft, so... That's gonna be a real shame for them. They're gonna have to really find a way to make use of their strategy stuck behind the rest on the mediums. I imagine everyone's carrying super high downforce, so we won't be seeing a lot of overtakes on the straight unless somebody gets a very, very bad exit, which is not uncommon to see. And I guess now is the 5 minute break. Are you gonna do anything in that time?
Um, Wait 5 minutes.
I guess so. I might as well grab a drink. I will BRB.
Sounds good.
And I am back.
That's quick.
Yeah, I got a little hungry, so I got myself a very European snack. You wanna guess what it is?
Oh man. I feel like anything I say is gonna be offensive.
No, shoot away. I'm all for stereotypes.
uh, uh, well, can I have a hint of which part of Europe, at least?
Germany.
Um, that barely helps. I have no idea what a German snack would be. Schnitzel?
It sounds like dinner, to be honest.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's not really much of a
I did
snack.
have that last night though, so
All
too
right,
close.
I'll take half points.
I got myself a block of cheese.
like no crackers with it or something, or
I wish I had crackers, but yeah, no,
you
just block of cheese.
just straight up cheese.
Yeah.
You're like, do you ever see the show It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Oh no, I haven't.
There's a character, and he gets really nervous before he goes on a date, so he eats a whole block of cheese.
Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
That guy's got a condition. Can tell you that much. Yeah. I'm actually interested. What is your, as an American,
hmm
looking from the outside at Germany, what is your opinion of it?
Uh, well, the only places I've been to in Europe, I've only flown in and out of London. I spent like a week in Ireland and uh like sometime in Spain. Uh
Shit.
that's pretty much it. So German like I mean I don't know. The Eiffel Grand Prix doesn't look warm. Looks pretty rainy and cold. Uh
I actually live like 60 kilometers from the Nürburgring, so that's a really
that's cool.
cool thing. Yeah.
I mean,
I
that's
actually the funniest thing is I live like about 10, 15 kilometers from an American airbase that's like situated in this area.
wow.
So there are actually so many Americans like where I live, and the funniest thing is when I first moved here, there was I googled like fast food restaurants and I saw like Taco Bell and Popeyes and I was like, I can't believe it, a Taco Bell in Germany.
That's so
I got so
funny.
excited. I got into my car. I drove to that freaking place where they said there was Taco Bell, but apparently it was inside the base itself, and it was just like shit.
Oh, that's so funny. They brought Taco Bell
Yeah,
there. No, I mean, no, I know. I obviously don't know a lot about German food, but I know that there are many fantastic things to eat. And oh yeah, doesn't Germany have like a lot of castles?
a lot of castles.
I would go see some castles.
I think within my vicinity there are like almost every city, town, and village has some sort of castle.
I
And that
wish,
is not an overstatement right
I
there. I'm
wish,
not even exaggerating.
I wish we had more castles over here. Like castles are pretty fucking metal.
What does America have? I mean, you
Um,
guys got you guys got like the tallest skyscrapers that Europe can't even begin to match.
yeah, but I mean, like, you just look at them. Like, you go inside, they're just offices. Or sometimes you can, I mean, if you pay money to, you can go on top of some of them. But then you're like,
But
I
but it's
mean,
kind of like the same logic with castles, because I actually
I
been
guess
to a
that's true.
castle.
That's a very good point.
I've been to a castle in Ghent, which is in Belgium, and I was going through like the audiobook, and it turned out to be a castle. The guy was telling stories of all the orgies that happened in a castle, and I'm just like, wow,
Wow.
okay.
See, well, I mean, like, that's not happening in skyscrapers. Castles are cooler. Point closed.
I guess so. We'll just have to leave it at that as the racers are not forming up on the grid. Price of Bees leading everybody. And we'll have to see and wait when the lights turn on and I have to stop eating my cheese and commentate. As the 5 lights are forming now. And we are go here in Hungary. Price of Bees. I can't really see with this backward camera. Okay, now that's better. Price of Bees leads the field very comfortably ahead of Dale G.
Oh, as we go, oh, as Appy
Ooh,
goes and
Appy sends
sends
one
it,
down the inside.
but they all make it
Almost
around.
colliding.
Wow.
There are some position changes. There are too many
Still
to
going side
commentate
by
at right
side.
now. Appy hanging around the outside of Dale J as he makes it past comfortably as they're all following one big train. The top 6 are still separated by literally half a second. I shouldn't expect any more action to follow because now they are in a train. Now there's just collisions, hopefully. Maybe not. Oh, there's a yellow flag in Sector 2. DLG
Oh,
getting... Oh... What happened to DLG? He looks like he has front wing damage. I think he had a collision with Appy at some point. Yep. And he also gets a 10-second penalty to add on to his stress. Oh, that's actually quite a disappointment
meanwhile,
for DLG
Price
who
is
started
already
up.
pulling a gap of almost a second and a half.
Yeah, Price showing very early dominant pace over the others. Oh, someone's spinning! There's Supermac! Supermac has spun out of the final corner and I can see an end plate missing. There is definitely damage as he does a bit more damage by colliding with the Armco barrier. Lots of spins of tires. Lots of spins of drivers trying to get those tires sorted out. Alvarez also early into the pits. I think he has some front wing damage. Yes, he does. I don't even know which part of the track to follow anymore.
I don't know yet.
We got the two Ferraris also fighting for position of Maverick and Tucker for life. I think the closest action right now...
Unless Maverick goes down the inside, take it easy.
Oh, brilliant move by him. I think take her easy, also showing a bit more pace.
Chelsea's off. Or was. No, he still is.
Oh, he's stationary. Must have had a spin. Those curves, I'm telling you, are absolutely brutal. It's starting to rain?
Do we know about the rain?
Wait, no, we didn't. Wait, is that why everyone's stuck to the mediums?
But it looks like it's raining now.
It's definitely raining. Hyper is right on the gearbox of Appy as he gets him into turn 1 on the inside. Very nicely done. Puts that Red Bull in P2.
Both Serpro and Alpha Matty are going side by side into turn 2. Oh, Serpro just sends it and spins himself. That was a little...
opportunistic.
Yeah. He's lucky he doesn't have damage from his front wing from that. But Alpha Matty easily could have been spun from that move.
Super Mac into the pits. I wonder what's going on with them.
Wing change.
Wing change as well. Oh yeah, because he had that spin the last the lap earlier. There seems to be a gap growing between everybody with at least half a tenth in it. Yeah, we seem to have... everyone seems to be near to one another, but not near enough to make a move. As Tucker for Life is now right on the gearbox of Take Her Easy. Can he make a move? DRS is now enabled. Oh, we can see the effects of the rain having...
It's starting to get slippery.
Yeah, it's starting to get slippery indeed.
But it doesn't look like it's heavy enough rain for inters. Looks like
Definitely
the Alpines are swapping places.
Is that strategic, I wonder?
They're not yielding. I don't think there's team orders there.
Tucker for Life and Take Her Easy still fighting on track. Maverick as well, right on the gearbox of Zog. But still, no lunge possible for any driver. It is really hard to keep track of all of the action here. Yeah, we'll just have to wait for the notification that DRS is disabled, and then we'll know that all the drivers will come in for their inters. Unless any one of them want to gamble it a lap or two early.
Oh, Appy spun.
Where is he? And there's Appy. Oh, with a missing front wing as well. I think he had a collision with the wall. He is so lucky to be right in front of that pit entrance, I swear. I think this is... I don't know, is he gonna go on the softs or is he gonna go on the inters?
We'll have to see.
He's going on the inters. We can see those lime green tires.
Both just making a move down the inside of Padge. They were going side by side through 2 and 3.
Ooh, still side by side. Ooh! Yota went out of the track, then rejoins it again. Who's gonna make turn 4 first? Yota does it. Fantastic racing, I have to say. Yota also interested. Who's interested? As Hicklin. As Hicklin just snatches 5th place from Padge.
Padge is really starting to struggle on those tires.
Wait, hang on a minute. Hicklin is on the hards. What is going on? How is it? How does he have more pace?
Maybe he just has the heat in them. Who knows? Because Padge was struggling on the mediums.
That is so strange. But nevertheless, really impressive for Hicklin to put his Williams in P5 with those hard tires. Guess we continue the action. Hissy goes into the pits. I think he's pulling the gun, pulling the trigger, I mean, on those inters. Yes, he is. DRS still not disabled, so this is
No, it
pure
is
gamble
no,
by
but
his
it's
team.
not. It's not the time though. If you look at Appy, he is not faster at all.
That's a really good point. We can see on the track that there are...
He's just trying not to
Well,
spin. He already spun again.
first of all, there's still spray from the cars, as Alphamati gets a 3-second
Yeah,
time penalty.
it's way too early.
And there's no dry line on the track, so it's way too
No,
early,
Zog is
as I said.
gone, and so is Hissy. Oh, but it's way too early.
Ah, pain for Appy and Hissy
This is gonna be
making the wrong decision.
very interesting to see what lap is gonna be actually the crossover, because it really looks too dry.
I think
When
at
you're
this
on the
stage, Appy
inters.
and Hissy might have to pit again if they burn out their inters.
Yeah. Yeah, Appy's pitting already.
Ah, bad luck for him. He actually had a really good starting grid at the beginning.
Oh, he retired. Oh,
He
that's a shame.
retires, unsurprisingly. So we're still riding on with Tucker for Life, still fighting Take Her Easy. For that point position, no wait, no point position, for that 9th spot. Both drivers still pushing hard. Oh, is that? Seems that Appy's AI still came out of the pits. And retires, as you can see in Sector 1. Great. Tucker for Life is actually losing a bit of time on Take Her Easy now. The gap's just increased by half a tenth. As Maverick is inching closer to Padge. It is super weird to
So
see
Sparky's
a
pulled over.
competitive Ferrari.
Oh, Sparky's just
Sparky?
wrapped.
Yeah, this is literally what we expected from Hungary.
It's
No one
raining more
able
now,
to make a
right?
move.
It looks like
Slowly
it's
but
starting to rain more.
gradually.
Yeah.
I still don't think it's cause for inters, but the rain is getting heavier as we can see.
It's gonna be treacherous pretty soon.
Russia 2021?
Actually,
Sparky also DNFs.
with the McLaren in the lead, that's a very good example.
Bryce the Bees is absolutely untouchable at this point. 3 seconds clear of Hyper. The thing is, it could be that Price the Beast would just miss the pits as DRS is disabled and Hyper can still make the jump on him through the inter swap.
It's possible.
But we'll have to see. It's very possible. That's literally the only hope Hyper has now.
Tucker loses it and hits the wall as he tries to close it on Tay. Oh, and,
Wait, Chelsea FC just retired. Will that bring out the safety car?
I don't know,
Is it gonna bring
It
up
just says yellow flag.
safety car?
Safety car.
Yep.
Yeah, he
Safety
lost
car
it.
deployed.
Ooh, that's a bad accident. It just shot through Dale.
Price of Bees also just passed the pits. Anyone? Oh, yeah, I can see the Ferrari behind of Maverick pulling the plug and going early on the inters. And Tucker for Life following him. They're gonna have to stack this very nicely. And they do.
I think it's still smarter to stay out.
No sacrifice, no victory, I guess. So these guys are definitely taking the gamble because they think it's worth it. Let's see what the leader decides. Price the Bees. You are in a comfortable position with a very comfortable gap, so he can take his time to decide whether or not he wants to come in. Is it gonna be like, you know, Hungary this year where Price of Beast is gonna be the only one starting on the grid while the rest
Yeah,
of them start in
yeah,
the pit lane?
yeah.
That moment literally felt like a
I mean,
multiplayer lobby.
yeah. I think, I think if I'm priced though, I mean, I would stay out. It just doesn't, it doesn't look wet enough yet.
I can
Yeah,
see
he
the
stays out.
track getting a little wet now.
A lot of people are getting
I,
drive-through. I think Tay
speeding
got
on the safety
one,
car.
and Dale just got one.
That happens to me sometimes when you're too busy trying to decide which tire you want to go on, you completely forget about the delta.
Yeah.
But I think I would have taken the gamble on the inters. This track is looking pretty wet right now. You can see the the wet patches on the track. I think it's almost time.
Hmm.
Price the Beast, if he doesn't want to go in, he's definitely gonna have to try to build that 20-second. What is it? 20 seconds again? I guess that's how long the pit stop is here.
Well, in the wet, I don't think it's actually as bad because people are going slower anyway.
With the track cooling down, it's also gonna get gradually harder for those mediums to gain temperature on the safety car.
Yeah. Should I, so actually, we need to keep an eye on Licarus and Maverick. New soft, new inter.
Wait, you're saying one of them is on the soft, one of them is on the inter?
Yeah.
Wow. So we got Legarus on new set of soft and Maverick on a new set of inters. Take her easy is on a new set of mediums. A very split in opinion on what is the correct tire. This is gonna be really hectic when the race restarts. Everyone's gonna be at a different pace depending on which one has the correct tire. And I'm sorry, but I don't understand how Hicklin is in 4th place on those hards. That is just the weirdest thing I've seen all day. And he enters the pits.
Yeah.
I think maybe he heard me through the stream and was like, yes, Lucifer's right. I shall go on the inters. Yeah, as we see everyone on those, all the top 5 with 10 lap old mediums. I wonder how many laps can those mediums last? I think it's about 18 to 20 maximum. Perhaps 25 if you're good at tire conserving, but I think 18 is pretty much when the pace drops quite significantly. Ooh, I don't know about you, Philosopher, but that track is looking pretty wet right now.
It is now.
But it's still, DRS is still enabled. It hasn't been disabled yet, so
But
the
I think
slicks are still the faster tire.
I think the safety car, it's not gonna come in this lap. I would probably put inters on now.
Let's see what the rest think.
Yeah.
You all heard Philosopher on the stream.
There's starting to be more spray, so.
You all heard Philosopher on the stream. If it goes wrong, blame him. Oh, wait, Hyper's going in. Hyper's going in.
And so are all of them.
Oh, Bryce the Bees is literally left hanging now.
They all heard me and my god tier race engineer advice.
Exactly, another humble commentator sitting with me tonight. Oh, this is exactly like deja vu to when Lewis Hamilton was P1 and everyone else went to the pits behind him. And he's just left there hanging, having to complete another lap. And I suspect that the safety car will really come in this lap. I think it's worth the trade-off to go on the inters, to be honest. I think right now there are more inters. There are more drivers with inters than actual slicks, so definitely majority of them think that it's time for inters. As we wait patiently for the safety car to come in, that pretty ass looking Mercedes GT something R, I guess. GTR? GTSR. It's a red Mercedes, that's all I know. Safety car in this lap. Yes, will Price be still decide to go in, or will he think, you know what, I'm gonna try to extend the gap so I don't lose that much time and positions? What will he decide? He still doesn't want to come in as he restarts this race. Leclerc's right on his gearbox with much fresher tires. Is this some sort of... Yeah, no. Who is that Alpine? What are you doing, man? You are lapped. Oh my god, what is happening? Okay, Price to be still keeping the lead in front of Leclerc as Maverick sends one down the inside.
Oh my god.
Yes, you can tell the inters are faster.
Yeah.
Look at them, they are sitting ducks out there. This is the only time
This
you
is
can...
literally Hungary.
Yeah, this is... Oh!
Ooh,
Lots of pushing there! Oh my god! Chaos out of turn 4! I'm missing all the action. I can't even find a car anymore. I see debris on the track. That is...
and Hyper were going side by side. Oh my god.
absolute chaos. As you can see, like, everyone's on a different pace right now, so this is the only time in the history of Hungary that you can overtake where you want if you are on the inters tires.
Tucker for life just spun.
Price.
He just hit James White.
Yeah, you can see him falling down the order. As we're still riding with Price, the B is still clinging on for DRP5. As Patch takes him like he's nothing, sweeps him to the side and says, "Give me that position.
Oh.
You are nothing."
Oh, Price is just drifting all around the corner.
He still doesn't want to come in!
Oh, come on.
What are you doing? Is he hoping for a safety car?
Maybe. Dales is in. Doesn't
He's
look like
pulling
he has
a Lando
damage.
Norris.
It's so early though. There's 21 laps.
He's pulling a Lando Norris in that exact same car. You can see Zog closing the gap by 2/10 every second. Still on board with him. Let's see how bad it is out there riding on board the Price of
Price
Bees.
has no grip.
APS Dog thinking about it.
He's just trying to go around him.
That is so irritating. Someone on the wrong tire blocking your way.
There we go.
Oh my god, he runs the risk of running into Zog because he has no grip to properly slow down the car.
Yeah, but Price, especially through here, that's gonna be really slow.
Alpha Matty and Supermac right behind him. This, I don't know what this looks like. It looks pretty much like...
And Dale
It's
gets
like-
him too.
It's like Price the Bees is a fat kid trying to escape like a shooting. And everyone else who's fitter than him is running away faster. That's kind of what it looks like.
Jesus, okay.
It's a very sadistic way of looking at it, but it's the only analogy I can think of right now. Dale G into the pits. Why? Does he have front wing damage?
All right. I think it's calmed down a little bit.
Yes, the action's definitely calmed down. Everyone is kind of like quite far apart from one another. Oh, Dale G has a drive-through, so he was serving it. That definitely hurt his chances today. Starting P2 on the grid, now P13. With a 10-second penalty to add on to that. Let's see who are the biggest winners of today's race. So we got APS Zog with 13 positions gained, and SLR Hicklin with frickin' 12 positions gained. On those hard tires some more, which is... I just don't understand that logic. So SLR Hicklin gets my pretty much vote for driver of the day for defying physics, the physics of this game. See that the Red Bulls and the Alpine of James White, they're pretty close to one another. I think they are the closest to anybody else on this track. So we're gonna be keeping tabs on that. I wonder, Patch right on the back of Hyper, are they going to team order and switcheroo? Or do they think it's too risky because James White's just right behind?
Yeah, I would say just try to have Hyper push.
Patch weaving. Trying to be an Alonso. Making his car as wide as possible. But James White is really right on the back of those two, but he can't do anything because you have no DRS assist, and with the rain and the Constantina effect of everybody, you literally have to wait for the guy in front of you to make a mistake. And that is always the struggle with rain. But with rain, there's always unpredictability because some drivers will just lose their cars out of nowhere, so just have to wait and see. I don't think the rain's getting heavier for wets, but it does look like it's stabilizing, maybe even stopping, I'd say.
I'm just wondering if it'll get back to slicks.
Yeah, the rain does look like it's slightly stopping, isn't it? Do we have enough laps? We definitely do have a lot of laps still to go.
Oh, somebody having a Super Mac?
Where's Supermac? Still in 10th place. Supermac is in a really comfortable position. Well, not really, but if he can close the gap a bit more to Alraz.
She might have just spun on his own.
Yeah. Supermac literally can gain 2 positions if he can catch up to both Alraz and Alpha Mati.
So Zog is on significantly older tires than everyone around him.
Wasn't Zog one of the first ones to pit as well?
I think so.
I think that strategy may have... Yeah, he was one of the first ones to pit when it was still quite dry. Seems like that gamble paid off a little bit, got him into the points at least. Price the Beast still refusing to go on inters. This guy is a legend.
Is he just thinking the long con and just gonna wait till it's dry and then actually pit for softs like that.
I have no idea, but this guy is from another planet, I swear. Oh, virtual safety car.
Over.
Something happened on the track.
Price, you got to
I
do it
see it.
now. All right, good.
I see a Ferrari stationary. It looks like Tucker for life. DNF.
Full safety car.
Out of. Yeah, he's waiting for a safety car for some reason. And now finally on those fresh inters. It would be funny if the track dries up and everyone goes on slicks and then Price the Bees is still the only one on inters. That would really just be the cherry on top of this frankly really crap race for him. Such a shame with Price the Bees. He was within a shout of winning this race, but he just made the wrong strategy call on the inters, and which is why he is now in P15. Alpha Matty also pitting Super Mac as well. What? Alpha Matty is going on the mediums.
Just as planned. Boy, that Aston Martin garage really knows something we don't.
What about Super Mac, who's also pitting for a new set of inters? Okay, that's something that finally makes sense. DLG also on new inters. Then we got Leckerer Roos, the last one to pit.
Mediums?
He's also on mediums! What is going on? Is the track drying? The rain is significantly like just a bit of drizzle. It's literally just a bit of
There's
drizzle.
still a lot of, no, there's still a lot of spray. It's wet.
It's definitely wet, but now the question is for how much longer. This could really change the entire grid again. I think the top three.
I'm not buying in on those slicks.
The top three from quali are no longer the top three that are now standing, so this has definitely been a head-scratchingly, amazingly frustrating race in terms of strategy and the weather. Man, if you packed probably 1.5 laps of fuel at the start of the race, you probably have like 3 laps of fuel right now. Yeah, no philosopher, I think the slicks are the correct tire. I can see the sun coming out. It's gonna be drying very quickly indeed.
Oh shit.
You can see now Hissy bailing for those slicks tires. Medium seems to be the general consensus. This could be really... This is really...
I honestly wouldn't know what to do. But you're right. No, the rain stopped.
I honestly would have, if I had, for example, Hyper and Patch, the two Red Bulls together, I would have pitted one of them at least the last lap.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't need a double stack. Cause now look, SLR Hicklin.
It's dry.
He's going in, and so is everybody else. And Patch has to bear the pain of going another lap.
No, but he should be able to do it still under the safety car.
I swear, Price the Bees I don't think his mediums are even 3 laps old. His medium is his intermediate is 1 lap old, and now everyone's going back to mediums. This is just, he has the worst luck this race, I can't believe it. Bryce, please do me a favor and go into the pits. Don't be stubborn. Yes, good lad. This is amazing, such a cluster mess of strategies. As we now have a new leader, Yota. Followed by Padge, who have to bear the pain of doing another lap under the safety car because they didn't want to risk double stacking.
How would you say this is a mess in German?
Oh.
Am I putting you on the spot?
I've actually never used that word in German. A mess.
Really?
Yeah, I have to Google that one. Oh yeah. It's like alles is Durcheinander, so everything is... Durcheinander is the word you use in German for mess.
Durcheinander.
But it's kind of like everything is over one another or through one another. That's the direct translation.
Okay.
So there's no word for messy.
Interesting.
That's why I was so stumped. I was like, wait, is there a word for mess in German?
This is Durcheinander.
Yeah.
Let's see. Everyone else on Inters is going in. It is time
And it
for
seems
slicks.
like the leader. Seems like Yota restarts the race still on the Inters. I am not sure what his plan is, but it has to be the gamble of the century.
It's gonna be the opposite now. He's same thing.
I think Price the Bees.
It'll be half a lap for Alpha Matty to warm up the mediums, but then
I think Price the Bees gave Yota some advice. Just some strategy advice.
That McLaren pit wall's fire.
Alpha Matty right behind Yota. It doesn't seem to be closing the gap though, so I guess
Hicklin tried to go make a move on Matty.
What? Not very good.
Serpro's about to be swallowed up by this huge group behind him.
And so is Yota. He's under attack by Matty, but Matty can't really seem to find a way past.
Hicklin
As
goes down the
Hicklin
inside.
sends one down the inside, a
Oh.
little wheel touching,
Okay.
and goes by.
Ooh. As Al Ray's trying to go around the outside of Serpro, and they're colliding, and Serpro just takes them both out.
Oh my god. Teammates, you guys are teammates!
Good team play.
Oh my god, I haven't seen a team play this terribly since Germany in the World Cup. Dissing my country right there.
Tay and James White going for the aggressive strategy, along with Hota, well now, for the soft tire.
Yeah, I can see. It's a very big gamble. I hope those guys are able to finish on the soft tire. It's not gonna be easy though, but we can see them making massive progress through the field.
Oh, Licaros almost dropped it. Oh, that was such a save. He fishtailed so much. I thought he was gonna drop it.
On the pit exit.
That gives Tay a little bit more breathing room.
Oh,
As
APS Dog with a
James-
bad exit, which gives James White the position.
Hyper closing in on Maverick right now.
Yeah, let's go on board with him. Maverick, I feel like he's in unknown territory because the entire race he's always been on the second half of the field. But right now he is in podium position and he's probably wondering, what am I doing here? And how did I get here? Like I said, it's just been an absolute mess of strategies. So people that are originally started in the top 3 are absolutely nowhere near the top 3. As we can see, Patch now down in 15th because he had to take that extra lap. Hyper seems to be the closest driver to any other driver right now. I think also Dale G.
Hissy and Alres.
Hissy and Alray is also really close. Alvarez has managed to get himself to... Oh no, and Hyper gets 3 seconds. That's gonna hurt his fight against Maverick.
Alres got a bad exit out of the chicane.
Maverick is definitely on his way to getting a P2 if he can maintain his penalty-free streak so far in this race. Ooh, Alvarez going wide there. Hissy with the full ERS. He's waiting for the perfect run, then he's gonna send everything.
Holy! Goes down the curb. That was too much.
Loses it on the curb. Very clumsy.
Dale now's going for a move on Super Mac.
LG getting
with
quite a good
right
exit.
Behind him.
Using all his ERS and DRS. As Yota sets the fastest lap in P13. Oh, Yota trying to send it down the inside. Two, 3 wide.
Wow. I don't know if they all got away scot-free with that, but that was... Oh, and Super Mac gets spun.
Touches the rear of Yota. Nothing you could do about that.
Patch! Oh, Patch is out.
Patch just lost it. Oh my god, I just switched onboards just as he lost it.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, another safety car. We got 5 retirements now in total.
Softs again.
Yes. Let's see what SLR Hicklin decides. No, he decides against the softs. James White going for the softs. Maverick isn't. Zog is. Take Her Easy isn't. Lecarus isn't. Price staying out as well. Alvarez going for the gamble on the softs. DLG and Yota both stay out. Yota's already on the softs. Hissy is also the last driver to go into the softs, so we got 4 drivers in the pits. And the rest choosing track position over pace. I don't know how many times we changed tires now. That is... Where can I can't even see how many pit stop changes there were, but we'll probably see it at the end. I didn't have such a clear, strong voice at the beginning of this race, but I'm definitely gonna lose my voice afterwards. There's definitely been a lot of nail-biting action in this Hungarian Grand Prix. And I'm definitely quite happy to have commentated on this race today. Philosopher. You still there?
Sorry, I forgot I was on mute. My mistake.
Would you go on the softs or stay on the mediums?
I would probably go onto new softs. Just because well, with only 13 runners left, I mean, being at the back, I feel like it's not the worst thing, and having any tire advantage around here is going to be really helpful. Yeah, like
I think if my mediums,
the mediums will
I
be
think
okay.
I think I would stick on the mediums if they're not that worn and I
Yeah,
can carry it to the end. I probably would stick with that.
I I'm going to have faith in Tay, but the soft tires that are already 5 laps old are going to be pretty tricky pretty soon.
It's only 7 laps to go, so it's gonna be pretty tricky towards the end. But if Tay, I mean Maverick and Tay, and like a Roos and Price the Bees,
Yeah,
and Yota, they're all penalty free, so Hicklin, Alpha Matty, and Hyper really have to get a move on once this race restarts. They cannot afford to fight with one another.
safety car in.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be like esports Monza where the medium runner was it Monza where you had the medium runners trying to work together, not overtaking one another, trying to make their strategy work against the guys that were on the softs.
I'm not sure.
It's gonna be something similar.
Yeah.
As Hicklin.
What is going on?
Oh!
Hicklin was just weaving and he didn't go towards the line. And so then Maverick.
What just happened?
Maverick
I
thought
think
Maverick thought they went, and then Hicklin prevented people from going. So Hicklin Maverick just ran into the back of him. That was like Mugello.
Yeah, I think Hicklin just went a little bit too fast and Ahmadi assumed that he was going again.
No, Hicklin just didn't go for the race. Like, he was trying to go slow up until the racing line, when he really should have started going around the final corner.
Heartbreak for Hicklin, who has led majority of the laps here in the Hungarian GP.
I feel for Maverick, though. Maverick couldn't do anything to avoid that. He thought people were going. And now he's out of the race. And there's
we have a safety car. Oh my god, Yota almost claiming P1 there. Or did he? He just grabbed it before the safety car. I have to say, after making fun of Price the Beast for not wanting to go on those inters, and then when he switches to inters, it's time for the mediums again. He finds himself in P3.
Really shows anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
But
Is he into the pits again?
no, I'm really I feel quite bad for Maverick. I think some people need to not always actually play the game for every inconsistency it has, and adopt like some realism when they play. And it's like, if you're going around the final corner on a safety car restart, you're assuming you're going up to race speed. And if you try to be cheeky and you're the lead car and like you're slow up until the line, like, sure, the game will tell you it's your prerogative to do that, but more often than not it's just going to cause an accident in another safety car.
I think the best place to restart is literally on the exit of a corner. It's always kind of bad to do it on the straight, because you leave yourself vulnerable to the car behind directly when you head into turn 1, especially if your restart's bad.
Exactly, but some people try to make something different happen and make it's like you're trying to get someone else to come off the gas or onto the brakes and then go, like, right before the line. But it's really just kind of a cheeky thing. So, well, I mean, either way, like, Hicklin at least paid the price for it there. I mean, getting crashed into. He was the lead car, correct?
He was the lead car.
Yeah.
GameSpot gets a 3-second penalty on their safety car.
But
Oof.
yeah, that wasn't Maverick's fault. That's unfortunate.
Maverick just a passenger, a victim in that ambiguous incident. I think the safety car should come in this lap, and it will be the last time you will see that beautiful red Mercedes. As we are now down to the final 5 laps. I think for those that are on the medium tires, they should be pretty comfortable in finishing the race. I think as well for the softs, especially because from P8 onwards, they're all on new sets of tires. So how many positions can those guys, excuse me, how many positions can those guys still claim in the remaining 5 laps? And let's not forget also the penalties.
Yeah, I haven't checked those actually. Alpha Matty has 3. James White has the most with 6. Tay has 5, and a couple other people have 3-second penalties.
Oof. Safety car in this lap. I think Hicklin isn't racing anymore, right? Yeah, his car's ghost, so it's his AI that's racing for him now.
Ooh, as Alpha Matty gets right alongside the McLaren, and they make contact,
And
and
they
they get,
touch, yeah.
and yep, and they get a 5-second penalty because of that. Alpha Matty should know to leave enough room. Okay, we got a proper restart this time where they actually go.
Yep. This is like dreamland for Price to Beast. If he can stay in these 5 seconds, he's definitely going to win the race. As he's going very aggressive on. Oh, swings it down the inside. Oh my god, that is really close.
That was stern but fair.
That was ballsy, I have to say. I don't think I would have been able to slow down the car like that. I'm not sure if his ABS assist is on, but if it was off, that's straight away understeer into the guy right there.
Right. It looks like Tay is already starting to close a little bit on Alpha Matty with those soft tires.
He doesn't really need to do anything because of the penalty that Alpha Matty has now. And
that's true.
In most cases, collisions under safety cars, usually the car...
Hyper DNF.
Hyper... What happened to Hyper?
I didn't see.
Hyper, no!
Another safety car. Oh my goodness.
Excluding Hicklin, we're now down to 10 cars, so if you can finish the race, you all get a point. It's like a preschool track day. My god, these penalties are definitely not helping these drivers. At this point, there is another safety car. At this point, SLR Hicklin, his AI could end up in the top 4, and then he's gonna wake up tomorrow thinking, what the hell happened? Hissy is gonna be in a really good position. He could find himself on the podium at this rate. And Lecaroos as well. Lecaroos probably within the shout of a P4. And now coming in out of the pit with probably the newest softs that you'll ever see on this grid. Yeah, I think the safety car is only gonna be out. It's gonna come in this lap, it has to. This is like the perfect Halloween race. It's all about survival of the fittest.
Yeah. Gotta be careful. Michael Massey will get you.
in his like in his
Friday and 13 penalties.
It seems like
This race needs to end
McLaren.
before I say any more bad jokes.
I think a lot of the viewers just left the stream.
Good. Good.
I wouldn't be
I'm
surprised if we lost like
still
50
going.
followers today. Still going for another lap.
I don't know why anyone would leave from this enthralling safety car action.
Yeah, I can definitely see. I mean, they're so close to one another. Just one little careless touch could change the whole race. Price the Beast makes contact with his teammate. That's just gonna be. Yeah, he has so much bad luck, but he just managed to turn it around this race.
I'm curious how good the front runners' tires are.
Those mediums are probably the oldest on the grid.
Yeah.
So we got Price the Beast with 11 lap old mediums, and then Alpha Matty with 13 laps, and Yota with 9 lap old softs. So the top 4 definitely are on the oldest tires, which leaves them vulnerable to anybody behind. Safety car should be in this lap. Is it not coming in?
Was it not? No, it is.
Oh yeah, Yota's slowing down the pack. I don't know, I hope he knows he has his ERS on. Oh my god. How did he not spin that? Amazing restart by Yota. Price the Beast starts the hunt right now. 2 laps to
Ooh,
go.
Tay and Zog are going side by side already.
Ooh, no contact, all clean. Who's gonna get the better exit?
Oh my god.
Oh, I
That
see,
was
I
close.
see Hissy dive bombing. Oh wait, yeah, SLR Hecklin's a ghost, doesn't really matter.
Oh, Super Mech. I think.
SLR Hecklin's dropping the grid, but he's probably gonna gain some positions back based on penalties. But yes, Price the Bees right with Yota. I don't think he'll be able to build a gap in these last 2 laps. Alpha Matty's really struggling. Really struggling. Take Her Easy is actually closing in quite nicely.
Tay. Oh. Is that Alrays? Alrays is in last.
Oh, he's had an incident. I think he spun. Doesn't seem like he has damage.
The 2 McLarens are in less than a second of each other.
I think the McLarens and the Alpines are the only, and the Williams are pretty much the only teams with 2 drivers still alive. Man, those 2 at the front are absolutely running away. We're looking at like a Verstappen-Hamilton moment right here, with those 2 just running away from the entire field.
Well, I think we're gonna see if nothing goes wrong. Tay should snag P3. Ooh, as Alphamati gets a really bad exit out of the chicane. Oh, please no contact! Oh my god. And Zog goes Zog goes into the back of Tay.
Everyone's lining up, but it looks like Lecaroos can't seem to find his way past, and the AI of Hicklin is past Lecaroos, but Lecaroos gets the position back.
Oh, Press the PS got spun!
Brace the Bees is spun, Licorice makes it past. What is happening?
Tay sneaks up into second place. Let's go.
What? Price still is penalty free as Yota gets another 5. Oh no, he's. Oh my god, how's this
wait,
gonna
does that
turn out?
mean-
I can't.
Well,
Price still
oh,
makes it onto the podium,
Why does-
and
why-
Hissy is in second place!
Why Tay get knocked so far down? What
Ah,
has
the
happened?
penalties.
Wow. was
Absolute
crazy.
chaos. Hissy, who has been like outside the top 10 for majority of the race, just snatches podium from Price the Bees. That is just insane. I cannot believe how this race turned out. This is... I think I'm growing white hairs.
that was a great race.
I can't even remember the positioning anymore. Where people finished, it was just... I feel like, I think, aside from Price the Bees, none of the other podium finishers started on the podium. And we had like, we had Price the Bees leading at one point, then we had SLR Hicklin. Who else was leading? Then we had Yota leading. Yeah, it's
Hissy-
generally just so many
Hissy-
people leading.
Hissy did 6 pit stops and still came in second place.
What? Oh. I think Hissy definitely deserves driver of the day for those 6 pit stops alone.
Well, Zog came from P20 and ended up 6th.
Definitely, yeah, that's a very heroic drive from Zog, just keeping it clean in general. Staying out of trouble. And Price the Beast gets its fastest lap of a 19 dead.
Which is actually also very impressive considering he only did 2 stops.
Yeah,
Mostly everyone's doing 3, 4, 5, 6 stops. Wow.
That's absolutely crazy. I've never seen a race with this many pit stops. But anyways, congratulations to Yota for his win and McLaren on their double podium. And Hissy for his second place. It's been an absolute ridiculous race, I have to say. Not necessarily ridiculous bad, but just too much action to keep up with. And yeah, big thanks to Philosopher for joining us today.
Thanks for having me as always. It's always fun to commentate every now and again. What a race.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun commentating with you and I look forward to the next time.
Yeah, me too. Sounds good.
Yeah, so you can now attend your Halloween party event. It's
Yeah.
not too late.
It's not, thankfully. But yeah, this was an insane race, and yeah, thanks for IIRL, and yeah, till the next one.
Yeah. And we'll see you in the next event. And I'm not even sure what that is. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. My name's TRT Lucifer, signing out.